I'm Azaria Tagaya and this is Nightline, the top stories. Surprise RTD inspection uncovers safety lapses at Puspakom. And Jeju deadly plane crash, South Korea launches safety inspection on all airline operations. Good morning. Malaysia is now regarded as a respected strategic partner, earning recognition from leaders of major powers for its role in championing global issues. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim said this was evident from the series of official overseas visits and the welcoming of world dignitaries to Malaysia this year. In a post on his Facebook account on Monday, Anwar said the visits have significantly enhanced the nation's ties with its neighbouring countries, boosted Malaysia's investments and exports, as well as elevated the nation on the global stage. This includes advocating for justice for the Palestinian people and championing a fairer and more balanced world order. The Prime Minister added that Malaysia was also prepared to take on the responsibility of leading ASEAN's resurgence in 2025 while steering the region into a new era of inclusivity and sustainability. He also said that with the unwavering support of the international community, the country will step into the coming year with great confidence to drive shared prosperity. Now, a surprise inspection by the Road Transport Department RTD at the Wangsa Maju Puspakom Centre uncovered safety lapses aside from a significant number of lorries with unsafe retreaded tyres waiting in line for inspection. The spot check on Monday was part of a nationwide operation to ensure Puspakom centres are inspecting vehicles according to prescribed standards. RTD Enforcement Senior Director Muhammad Kifli Mahasan said the operation, dubbed Ops Gempur Puspakom, was conducted nationwide as part of a 4-phase enforcement initiative following directives from the Transport Ministry. He said the operation was crucial, especially given the recent incidents involving commercial vehicles, to ensure stricter compliance with safety standards.
Kita telah berjaya menemui beberapa perkara-perkara yang kita rasa perlu dibuat penambahbaikan. Pertama sekali dari segi penggunaan tayar celup, yang mana kita dapati banyak lori-lori yang menggunakan tayar celup dan tayar celup itu berada dalam keadaan yang tidak selamat.
The nationwide operation began at 9:30 a.m. and involved 350 RTD personnel. It forms part of a phased approach that started with highway roadblocks and will extend to raids on retreaded tyre manufacturers and vehicle accessory shops in collaboration with the Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry. At the Wangsa Maju Puspakom Centre alone, the RTD inspected 115 lorries by noon. A total of 69 summonses were issued and action taken against 29 vehicles. Additionally, authorities also impounded 7 vehicles, including 5 cars and 2 lorries, within just 2.5 hours of the operation being carried out. The Home Ministry is committed to strengthening border security across the country to ensure the continued safety and protection of Malaysia and its citizens. Its Minister, Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail, said this as the issue of rat trails along the Malaysia-Thailand border poses a significant challenge in combating cross-border crimes such as smuggling and human trafficking. In a post on his Facebook page on Monday, Saifuddin emphasised that the ministry is implementing a cost-effective technological solution to address border control challenges as an alternative to constructing a physical wall along the Malaysia-Thailand border. Additionally, the ministry's newest agency, the Border Control and Protection Agency (AKPS), will soon commence cross-border operations in Rantau Panjang, Kelantan. He also highlighted various initiatives and improvements implemented by the Immigration Department to alleviate congestion at Malaysia-Singapore entry points, such as the introduction of QR codes for buses and motorcycles at the Sultan Iskandar Building BSI and the Sultan Abu Bakar Complex KSAB in Johor, which has eased traffic flow. The adoption of auto gates at Kuala Lumpur International Airport KLIA Terminals 1 and 2 has also significantly streamlined the entry process into Malaysia. The welfare of those guarding the nation's borders are also being prioritised with the completion of a housing project for security personnel in Padang Besar Perlis, which includes facilities such as a mosque and a playground. Saifuddin also reaffirmed his commitment to ensuring that all measures, from technological advancements to international cooperation, ultimately benefit the country and its people. The Customs Department has seized rice, electronic waste, cigarettes and snuffed tobacco worth over 10 million ringgit, including unpaid duties and taxes, in several raids at West Ports in Port Klang and other locations across Selangor. Its Central Zone Assistant Director, General Nurlela Ismail, said the seizures included 18,500 kilograms of rice worth 169,400 ringgit, which was discovered during a raid on a container in West Ports in July. Nurlela said the rice was believed to be illegally shipped in from Pakistan and falsely declared as cashew nuts and parboiled basmati rice. The department also separately foiled an attempt to smuggle 300,000 kilograms of e-waste worth 1.65 million ringgit after inspecting 30 using the houses as storage facilities for distribution in the local market. On November 5th, Customs also seized 100 plastic bags suspected of containing 3,000 kilograms of snuffed tobacco, worth 8.44 million ringgit in an inspection of a container at West Ports. The container was falsely declared as various mixed goods in an attempt to evade detection. Former celebrity preacher Azman Shah Alias has been convicted for the fourth time on an additional charge of committing physical sexual assault against a teenage boy 7 years ago. The 43-year-old, better known as P.U. Azman, was sentenced to 6 years in prison and 1 stroke of the cane after pleading guilty to the charge at the Shah Alam Sessions Court on Monday. Judge Rashiha Ghazali ordered Azman to begin serving his sentence on Monday after he changed his plea to guilty for one of 2 sexual assault charges filed against him 2 years ago. During the proceedings, the court ruled that the second charge against Azman would be taken into consideration under Section 171A of the Criminal Procedure Code. The decision followed a notification from the prosecution that earlier this month, the Attorney General's Chambers AGC had accepted a representation submitted by the defence in October. The court also ordered Azman to undergo counselling while in prison and to be placed under police supervision for 2 years following his release. Earlier this month and in September, Azman was convicted and sentenced by the Klang and Seremban courts for similar offences. He has been serving his prison sentence at Kajang prison since September 27th this year. However, according to his lawyer, after Monday's proceedings, all the prison sentences imposed on his client will run concurrently. Meanwhile, over in Terengganu, an ice factory worker pleaded guilty at the Kuala Berang Magistrates Court on Monday to 2 charges of possessing child sexual abuse material or CSAM and pornographic videos last week. 33-year-old Muhammad Effendi Muhammad Azi committed the offences at a house in Kampong Batangan, Marang at 8:50 p.m. on December 23rd. The first charge, framed under the Sexual Offences Against Children Act, provides for a maximum fine of 10,000 ringgit or a jail term of up to 5 years or both upon conviction. Effendi was also charged under the Penal Code, which carries a penalty of up to 3 years imprisonment, a fine or both. Magistrate Zorazuddin Zainal Kifli allowed bail of 8,000 ringgit with 1 shorty and set January 15th for sentencing. In Perak, a woman pleaded guilty in the Taiping Sessions Court on Monday to torching a motorcycle to prevent it from being repossessed last week. 43-year-old Zainatul Rafida Zainul Abidin made the plea and expressed regret over her actions after the charge was read to her before Judge Nabisha Ibrahim. Rafida was accused of committing mischief by using fire, knowing it would damage the motorcycle valued at 7,000 ringgit, belonging to 22-year-old Zainatul Shakira Amira Zaini. The offence was committed at Jalan Masjid Pokok Asam at about 3:50 p.m. on December 26th. The charge under the Penal Code carries a maximum penalty of 14 years imprisonment and a fine upon conviction. The judge set bail at 4,000 ringgit with 1 shorty and fixed January 14th for sentencing. Previously, a viral video showed Rafida dousing the motorcycle with petrol and then setting it on fire to prevent a group of men believed to be repossessors from seizing the vehicle. It was reported that she had 20 months unpaid installments for the motorcycle. In Malacca, a prominent businessman with the title of Datuk Seri claimed trial at the Magistrates Court in Aikaro to charges of causing injury to an insurance manager last month. Also pleading not guilty to the charges were his daughter, son-in-law, as well as 2 of his employees. 62-year-old Datuk Sri Muhammad Fazil Shafi'i, his daughter 33-year-old Nur Amalina Fazil and son-in-law 32-year-old Amran Azmi and their employees 37-year-old Azian Abdul Rahim and 28-year-old Azrul Shafiq Rosman are accused of jointly and intentionally injuring the 30-year-old insurance manager in Taman Kota Laksamana, Melaka Tengah on November 14th. They were charged under Section 323 of the Penal Code, which carries a maximum penalty of 1 year imprisonment, a fine of up to 2,000 ringgit or both upon conviction. During the proceedings, Fazil and Azian also faced separate charges of criminal intimidation against the victim. The court set bail at 5,500 ringgit for Fazil and Azian for all charges. Amalina was granted bail of 3,300 ringgit, while Amran and Azrul Shafiq were granted 2,500 ringgit each. The remention of the case was fixed for January 23rd next year. In Pulau Pinang, an unemployed man pleaded not guilty in the Butterworth Magistrates Court to a charge of submitting a suspected fraudulent insurance claim for 1 million ringgit. The visually impaired man was charged with intentionally causing injury to his left eye in order to obtain the compensation payout in June last year. 52-year-old Tan Kok Guan allegedly committed the offence in Kampung Gajah, Pulau Pinang between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. on June 8, 2023. The father of three also faced another charge of deceiving an insurance company by making the claim, resulting in the transfer of more than 4,000 ringgit to his bank account. Both charges were framed under Section 420 of the Penal Code, read together with Section 511, which carries a penalty of up to 10 years in prison and whipping and shall also be liable to a fine upon conviction. The court allowed bail to be set at 10,000 ringgit in one shorty for both charges and fixed February 20th for mention and submission of documents. Malaysia is well positioned to attract more foreign direct investment FDI entering the first quarter of next year. According to Malacca Securities, this expectation is supported by several factors such as the country's political stability, strategic location and business-friendly policies. Citing a statement by global real estate consultancy firm Knight Frank, Malaysia has emerged as a leader in Southeast Asia for attracting FDI, securing more than 141 billion ringgit in investments in the first 10 months of this year. Last week, Knight Frank reported that Malaysia ended the year as Southeast Asia's largest data centre hub, with investments totalling 103 billion ringgit. Malaysia now boasts 54 operational data centres with a total capacity of 504.8 megawatts, with Johor leading in IT capacity. Fitch Ratings has raised its 2025 and beyond assumptions for Malaysian crude palm oil or CPO prices to 3,578 ringgit per tonne for 2025. Despite the hike, Fitch Ratings said its assumption implies that prices will weaken from 2024 due to better supply of palm oil and competition with soybean oil. Moving forward, it also expects a rebound in CPO output in 2025, influenced by improved weather conditions. Additionally, Indonesia's new B40 biodiesel mandate, which is set to increase palm oil-based biodiesel blending to 40% from 35%, is projected to increase global palm oil consumption by 1 to 2%. A surge in cancellations of travel deals and airline tickets was reported Monday as concerns over aviation safety mounted following a deadly airliner crash that claimed 179 lives. Jeju Air Company revealed that 68,000 flight reservations had been cancelled as of 1 p.m. local time. Of the cancelled tickets, over 33,000 were for domestic flights, while 34,000 were for international routes. The airline noted that most cancellations occurred after 9 a.m. on Sunday when its flight 7C2216 carrying 181 people crashed at Muan International Airport in the southwestern county of Muan. Local travel agencies also reported a spike in cancellations of tour packages in the aftermath of the tragedy, prompting many of them to suspend their TV and online advertisements as well as promotional campaigns. Sporting reclaim top spot after beating rivals. Sports after this breather.
6 pasangan selebriti. Hanya satu family yang bakal menjadi juara dalam program reality Family Duo musim keempat. Hangatkan sensasinya bersama Family Duo musim keempat. Juarakan family anda dengan plan U Family daripada U Mobile. Kongsi 1000 GB data 5G dan perantauan global percuma di 63 destinasi. 4 talian untuk family anda. Hanya RM128 sebulan. Kongsikan segalanya bersama family anda.
Dua penuntut Institut Pengajian Tinggi Awam direman bagi membantu siasatan kes melarikan seorang kanak-kanak perempuan berusia 9 tahun.
Tertuduh telah mengacu sebilah pisau Rambo di muka kanak-kanak ini.
Suspek melakukan serangan seksual terhadap budak ni lah.
Penjaja warga asing cetus kegusaran peniaga tempatan.
Diorang mungkin yang tak ada permit semua, so tidak adil untuk warga tempatan.
Undang-undang tolak tepi, kebersihan diabaikan.
Kebersihan lah. Kita tak tahu kat belakang kita cara hidup diorang, compare dengan penjaja-penjaja kita lah.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
A woman's spirit is boundless. So grab your coffee cups and wear your sassiest smile. Because this season, we're louder than ever. We talk career, health, finance, relationships, and everything in between. Women's Talk is here to empower and inspire you. Join us on Women's Talk every Saturday, 5 p.m. only on TV3 and stream now on Thursday.
We're back with sports. Police FA PFA has confirmed that it has filed a lawsuit against the Football Association of Malaysia FAM, which challenges the national body's decision to suspend its membership without proper procedure on December 4th. PFA's president, Zamri Ibrahim, said that the lawsuit was filed at the Kanga High Court last Friday and they are still waiting for confirmation from the court, which was expected to receive and confirm their application on Monday. Zamri said the lawsuit against FAM is essentially PFA's response to FAM's decision to suspend PFA without providing an opportunity for the association to defend itself regarding the issue. FAM suspended PFA following the latter's failure to comply with world body FIFA's directive to pay outstanding wages totaling 998,000 ringgit to former PFA football director Matt Holland in 2019. Still on football, the AFF ASEAN Championship, Thailand advanced into the final with a 4-3 aggregate win over the Philippines after defeating them 3-1 in the second leg of their semi-final clash at home on Monday night. The hosts opened the scoring in the 37th minute after Piradon Chamsaratmi capitalized on a sloppy clearance by the Philippines defender to give them a 1-0 lead. Patrick Gustafsson doubled their advantage in the 54th minute with a composed finish. The Philippines, however, managed to pull one back in the 84th minute through Bjorn Martin's brilliant play, making the aggregate score 3-all and forcing the game into extra time. Supanat Muenta scored the winner in the 116th minute, sending Thailand into the final, where they will face Vietnam on January 2nd and 5th. The Liga Portugal now. Sporting CP began a new era under head coach Rui Boers in stunning fashion, defeating arch-rivals Benfica 1-0 at home on Monday to reclaim their top spot in the standings. In the match, Orkun Kokcu almost opened the scoring for Benfica in the 27th minute with a curling free kick, but Sporting's goalkeeper successfully thwarted the attempt. Sporting, however, were unfazed by the visitors' shot on target and stuck to their game plan before Jenny Katamu capitalized on Victor Gyokeresh's brilliant cross to give the hosts a 1-0 lead. Benfica upped their tempo in the second half in search of an equaliser, but the 1-0 scoreline remained unchanged until the final whistle, securing Sporting a much-needed 3 points. Sporting are now level on 40 points with FC Porto on the top of the bale on goal difference, while Benfica dropped to third after suffering their first defeat in 10 games across all competitions. Moving on to tennis now. The United Cup, Katie Boulter and Charles Broome guided Great Britain to a 2-1 win over Argentina in Group F after clinching a hard-fought win in their mixed doubles rubber. In the women's singles, Boulter picked up Great Britain's opening match win after defeating Argentina's Nadia Podoroska 6-2, 6-3. However, Argentina fought back to level the score at 1-1 as Thomas Martin Echeverry defeated Billy Harris 3-6, 6-3, 6-2, forcing a mixed doubles decider. Boulter and Broome then delivered an outstanding performance in the doubles match, defeating Argentina's Thomas Martin Echeverry and Maria Carle in straight sets 7-6, 6-5 to secure their first win in the tournament. The Brits will reach the quarterfinals if they beat Australia on January 1st. Dominant Alina Rybakina powered Kazakhstan into the United Cup quarterfinals as they defeated Greece with a clean 3-0 sweep in their Group C tie on Monday. Earlier, Alexander Shevchenko pulled off a major upset when he downed an ill and error-prone world number 11 Stefanos Tsitsipas 6-4, 7-6 to give Kazakhstan a 1-0 lead. Former Wimbledon champion Rybakina, who is using the 18-nation tournament to prepare for next month's Australian Open, blasted past Maria Sakkari 6-4, 6-3 to ensure Kazakhstan's spot in the last 8. In the third match, which held no significance for the final standings, Zibek Kulambayeva and Alexander Nedovyesov delivered an impressive 2-6, 6-3, 10-6 victory against Despina Papamichel and Petros Tsitsipas, completing the clean 3-0 sweep for Kazakhstan. Bangkok hotel fire kills 3. The details when Nightline returns.
Lebih segar, lebih dinamik. Laporan komprehensif menghidupkan pagi anda.
Buletin pagi dengan waktu yang baharu. 9.30 pagi setiap hari bermula 1 November.
Makanan eksotik pasti ada peminat-peminat yang tersendiri. Tapi apakah khasiatnya?
Meraihkan pahit manis juga kejayaan yang dilakari negara sepanjang tahun 2024.
2025, azam baru, semangat baru dan juga jati diri yang lebih jitu.
Semua nak bawa keluarga pergi melancong kan? Tapi kalau kita kena scam, apa hak kita sebagai mangsa?
Dan dilema belanja sekolah dan belanja hari raya kita rungkaikan dalam soal wang.
Malaysia hari ini setiap Isnin hingga Jumaat jam 10 pagi.
Stream ditonton juga eksklusif di TV3.
Penjaja warga asing cetus kegusaran peniaga tempatan.
Diorang mungkin yang tak ada permit semua, so tidak adil untuk warga tempatan.
Undang-undang tolak tepi, kebersihan diabaikan.
Kebersihan lah. Kita tak tahu kat belakang kita cara hidup diorang. Compare dengan penjaja-penjaja kita lah.
Saksikan 999 Selasa jam 9 malam di TV3 dan stream sekarang melalui Tonton.
Kucing anda ada personality superstar? Inilah masa si comel sertai pertandingan Cat Fashion Week. Hantar video 1 minit paling bergaya. Email ke kontes@tv3.com.my atau muat naik ke media sosial sebelum 31 Disember. Jangan lupa hashtag kucing terpilih bakal melangkah ke pusingan seterusnya dengan hadiah menarik. Info lanjut di TV3 Malaysia. Jadikan si bulus anda super meowdel terfamous.
On to the foreign front now. South Korea's acting president Choi Sang-mok on Monday ordered an emergency safety inspection of the country's entire airline operation as investigators work to identify the victims and find out what caused the disaster. As a first step, the Transport Ministry announced plans to conduct a special inspection of all 101 Boeing 737-800 aircraft operated by South Korean airliners beginning on Monday, focusing on the maintenance record of key components. The jet's flight data recorder has been recovered but has appeared to have sustained some damage on the outside, and it was not yet clear whether the data was sufficiently intact to be analysed. The recorder has been transported to Seoul and an analysis will begin when a team team of U.S. National Transportation Safety Board and Boeing officials arrive in the country. Meanwhile, officials said investigators are examining bird strikes, whether any of the aircraft's control systems were disabled, and the apparent rush by the pilots to attempt a landing soon after declaring an emergency as possible factors in the crash. Officials are also investigating what role the localizer antenna, located at the end of the runway to help in landing, played in the crash, including the concrete embankment on which it was standing. On another matter, a Jeju air flight from Seoul on Monday was forced to return after encountering a technical problem just a day after South Korea's most deadly plane crash. Jeju Air Flight 7C-101, which departed Seoul's Gimpo International Airport for Jeju Island at around 6:37 a.m. local time, returned to the airport at 7:25 a.m. after a landing gear issue was detected shortly after takeoff. According to an airline official, the captain communicated with ground control, and after taking additional measures, the landing gear returned to normal operation. However, the decision was made to return to the airport for a thorough inspection of the aircraft.
여행을 가려고 공항을 찾았고요. 어제 그런 큰 사고가 있어가지고 걱정을 많이 했지만 항공사하고 그래서 기종을 저희가 좀 걱정이 돼서 확인을 했는데 달라가지고 조금은 좀 덜 불편한 마음으로 여행을 가게 됐습니다.
However, it was reported that 21 passengers chose not to board an alternate flight to Jeju, citing concerns over safety and other reasons. The Boeing 737-800 involved in the latest incident was the same model as the Jeju airplane that crashed on Sunday.
Thailand authorities on Monday said 3 foreigners have died in a hotel fire in a popular tourist area of Bangkok. The fire broke out at the Ember Hotel in Khao San Road late on Sunday night. At the time of the incident, 75 guests were at the hotel, 39 of whom were on the 5th floor where the blaze began. Officers discovered the body of a Brazilian woman who burnt to death, while the other 2 deceased were identified as an American man and a Ukrainian man, both of whom reportedly died in hospital from smoke inhalation. Meanwhile, reports indicated that the fire originated in a room where 3 South Korean men were staying. However, the 3 were not in the room when the fire broke out. The cause of the fire has not yet been disclosed, and an investigation is now underway. At least 71 people have died in a road accident in southern Ethiopia after a truck packed with passengers plunged into a river. The police commission said the incident occurred at about 5:30 p.m. local time on Sunday when the vehicle plunged into a river in the Sidama state. According to officials, 68 males and 3 females are known to have died in the accident so far. 5 are in critical condition and taking treatment at the Bona General Hospital. Officials said some of the passengers were returning from a wedding ceremony, adding that traffic police in the region reported that the truck was overloaded, which likely caused the accident. The 39th President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, has died at the age of 100 late on Sunday. The Carter Center said that public observances will be held in Atlanta and Washington, to be followed by a private interment in Plains. U.S. President Joe Biden said he ordered a national day of mourning on January 9th, but other details for the final arrangements are still pending. Biden also issued a proclamation ordering U.S. flags to be flown at half-staff for 30 days at federal buildings and military installations. Meanwhile, the cause of death was not immediately provided. However, Carter had been treated in recent years for an aggressive form of melanoma skin cancer with tumors that spread to his liver and brain. Well, that's it from us at Nightline. Before we leave, let's take a look as the central Chinese city of Luoyang, dubbed the hometown of fireworks, staged a special edition of its night fireworks show to celebrate the upcoming New Year. With that, I'm Azaria Tagaya. Thank you for watching and we'll see you next time.